Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we'll be reviewing this Modified Ineos Grenadier. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Warner here in West Valley for giving me some time with this Grenadier. This specific Grenadier was traded in by one of their customers. So the customer purchased it, modified it, traded it in, and I figured you guys would want to take a look at the build. So here we are. Let's take a look at it. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. So starting up top, you guys can see that we've got little light pods added there. And then you notice the Expedition 1 decal. I've actually reviewed, I think, 2 of their vehicles now because I reviewed a Land Rover that they did a little bit ago. They do quite a few builds. But anyways, you can see this custom front bumper here that has the safari bar built into it. We've got a winch added in. You've got a shackle attached to that already. Definitely gives it that kind of like safari appearance. Like this thing, you could definitely see it trekking across Africa. Now the tire and wheel setup on this is pretty interesting. It's 285 by 75 by 17. So I think that's technically a 34-inch tall tire. Now you can see we've got these black Renault wheels, really cool with the bronze. And then this one is lifted a little bit. We'll see how the performance is on the rig. But you've got the factory fender flares there, got the factory raised air intake, and then you've got these step sliders there. And then, yeah, I'm wondering if those are stock shocks actually. Interesting. But take a few steps back so you guys can see the side profile. This thing is a big rig. So again, here's a stock wagon, there's another stock wagon, and then you can see just how tall this thing sits. And the roof rack obviously adds quite a bit of height. Be interested to see what the wind noise is with the system. But you notice again, the attachment points, Ineos makes it really easy to add roof racks because of that attachment point set up along the side. Now this also has an upgraded bumper here in the rear. Looks like it's a full-size spare. It's pretty crazy. But look at that. The half door still has availability. I mean, serious, look, I can still open it and I don't hit the tire, so that's nice. It doesn't look like there's anything changed. Yeah, everything looks like it's pretty much stock there in the back. But boy, oh boy, that's a cool looking rig. Now, not much to go over in the interior, but this one does have the lighter colored interior. I don't think I've seen this in person before. But you can see, of course, we've got a 2-speed transfer case, center locking differential. This one has the heated seats, and then we have the front and the rear diff locks as well. You've got all the auxiliary switches. This one has all the stuff that you'd want. Looks like it's a Trial Master spec originally. I mean, we can check the window here to see. Yeah, Trial Master. I'll let you guys, with the driving, I'll let you guys know how many miles are on this if you're interested, because again, this is going to be sold, it's pre-owned, so it's going to be sold as pre-owned. And so, yeah, let's take it out. Oh, let us set off. And it's cool. This by the way has like 11,000 miles. It's cool to see these finally get traded in so I can show you guys some modified Grenadiers. Just gotta wait for people to modify them and trade them in, and then I can give you guys reviews on the modified ones. It's fun. So we'll see how this performs. I think I've reviewed one other vehicle that was made by Expedition 1. By the way, if you happen to work at Expedition 1, reach out to me. I'd like to film more vehicles built by them, because they seem to do like actual overland builds versus like mall crawlers, right? Because there's a lot of shops that just build out mall crawlers, and you know, I understand there's people that love mall crawlers, but for me, I think the actual overland builds make more sense. Oh, this drives nice. It's cool to see the little safari bar there up front. The Grenadier already has great sight lines, but it kind of adds an additional layer to it. Now this does feel a bit slower than stock. It's not a huge difference, but again, you got bigger tires, so bigger, heavier tires, so it's going to be a little bit slower. And all the weight added from the rack and the bumpers and everything, right? It's going to slow things down, but it's not bad. It is not bad. Oh, by the way, it looks like one of the rear tires is down by like 6 psi compared to what it should be, so just so we're all aware. It needs a little bit of air. I like how this drives. Yeah, I don't feel like you concede much with this compared to a stock Grenadier. Like I said, it does feel a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, but it's not enough to be obnoxious. Yeah, this is really comfortable. I like it. Yeah, I reviewed a Defender that Expedition 1 did, and I remember that was also, like, big tires and everything, and it drove pretty darn well. It's very comfortable. So, I don't know if that's like a big focus. I've never talked to anyone at that company, so I don't know if that's a big focus of their company, but it does seem to be something I've noticed with a couple of the vehicles. So, I'd say that you don't really concede anything with this build. It drives pretty close to stock, but it adds a bunch of benefits. Again, having the brush guard up top, whether it's actual brush or it's antelope or whatever, or if you're in the outback, kangaroos that you got to protect your front end from, it's nice to have. And, you know, all the extra lights, and then the roof rack, obviously, depending on, you know, what, if you want to store stuff up there, if you want to do rooftop tent. I mean, there is so much stuff that you can do with a roof rack. And it doesn't seem like there's too much wind noise from it. The Grenadier, you're already going to get some wind noise because it's a box. But yeah, it doesn't seem like the roof rack really... Because we're going fast enough where I should be able to hear a little bit of buffeting if there is going to be a lot, but yeah, no, it doesn't really do much. So, quite impressed. Yeah, I like the suspension on this where it's not stiff at all. So it still handles well, this setup. But, and let's actually see, I want to see if this rubs at all. I'm curious about that. Let's see. So we can turn the wheel all the way. Oh yeah, no, there's definitely no rubbing that way. But if a car is gonna rub, it typically will do it in reverse. So we'll quickly, we'll do it the other way. Sure, why not? Yeah, no, there's no rubbing. That's impressive. That's nice. That's what, I mean, again, that's what you want. So this is a cool build. It looks great. It drives well. There's another one that they got traded in. That's the Donny Gray with satin PPF on it. It actually looks really cool. This is what I'm talking about, is some people are trading in these builds that they've done. And that one's got like roof rack lights and everything. So it's just cool. Again, I'm gonna keep stock mobbing in mine, but it's cool to see what owners are doing with their Grenadiers. So let me know what you guys think about this particular Grenadier build, but I really like it. I think that it's this, if I were to build out mine, it would probably be something similar to this, where it's kind of like I'd say it's a more modest build because it doesn't have a bunch of stuff added in, and you can obviously add all that stuff inside, right? Refrigerators and all of that, but I kind of like the more modest builds in general. This thing is huge though. At least it feels, it's weird, it feels bigger. I mean, it is technically taller with the rack, but it really does kind of feel, I wonder if it's the tires, having those slightly larger tires. I don't know, but either way, let me know your thoughts. And ooh, old Defender.